Before I get started with this, I absolutely need to give disclaimers because, as you can probably tell, this is gonna be a doozy, and I'm trying to make as little of a fool of myself as possible, although, yeah, this is probably a mistake. First off, when it comes to map making, I'm still going strong there, as you can see. I'm only taking a break from playing Krunker pubs and ranked, so don't worry, the maps are still coming, for now. Also, I'm not quitting Krunker, so to speak. I'm simply taking an indefinite break. That means there's a good chance I'll pull the typical rage quitter arc and come crawling back to the game in no time. I don't know if that'll be in weeks or if it ends up being forever after all. All I know is that right now, I need to take a break. And lastly, obligatory, please watch the video before commenting, right? Here goes. So 2021 was probably the most interesting year ever for Krunker, both in good and in bad ways, and I don't think we'll ever have a year quite like it. Starting with the bad, Season 4 was probably the worst, most disappointing, and most content-dry period in Krunker ever. Like, even the Dark Ages back in early 2020 had nothing on Season 4. And it really did a number on my interest in the game. If you remember all those rant videos I made back in the summer, after I published Saucer Labs, that was kind of a side effect of it. And then Season 5 came out, on my birthday, oddly enough. And with it came a whole bunch of new maps, overhauls, new challenges, objectives, and class reworks, etc. And now the game is objectively much better than it was during Season 4. Except, not really. At least to me. Don't get me wrong, Season 5 was much anticipated and needed, and I do think a lot of good has come to the game. But to be honest, I just find most of the new stuff that came with Season 5 to be kinda disappointing to me. I don't care about the junk or the new craftable items, I don't like raid maps at all, so I didn't care about Tortuga. Sky Temple is ass, same with Sight, same with Lumber. Krunk Plaza was literally just a trade map, alright, a glorified trade map. Cranked would be fun if people didn't just disappear in the middle of the match. I like the Krunk script stuff, but that's on the mapping side, so that's irrelevant. And overall, I just don't know. I no longer find Krunker to be really fun anymore, despite everything the devs have been doing. And to be honest, I don't know if there's anything they can do about it at this point, or if it's really even their fault to begin with. Like I said, this is my experience with the game, and I am aware that many people still enjoy the game. I'm not trying to take away from everyone's fun, alright? At the end of the day, I feel the devs are doing the best they can in keeping the game fresh and balancing the different facets of the game in their updates. And there is plenty to enjoy in this game if this is the kind of game you're into. It's just that I've been finding Krunker way too stressful now to be fun. Like, the game is borderline unplayable for me. First off, it's laggy and inconsistent. If I use Chrome, the input delay is unbearable. If I'm on client, the input delay is mostly non-existent, but my computer thermal throttles within like a minute and it stutters and lags, and then it's unplayable in a different way. Either way, the performance, it's been getting worse and worse for me, and that's most likely because of my aging computer and peripherals and maybe my own motor skills, I admit, but it's still a big issue for me. But even if there weren't those issues, the game itself is just very hard to enjoy right now. Every time I get into a match, one of several things happen. Either I spawn in after victory has been called and the next map is seconds away from being loaded in, so I just went through that big lag spike in the beginning for nothing. Or I get in and there's a level 100 sweat, or there's some level 3 hacker, or a mix of both, just doing slide hops around the map, looping around like 3 times a second, and every time I spawn in, they kill me immediately. Over and over and over again. Like, I literally can't play at all because of that. Either that, or everyone is such a pushover, or there's so few people in the lobby that even pub stomping is boring. The way I like to play Krunker is that I just want to play Krunker, alright? I don't really want to do any pub stomping or anything competitive, I just want to enjoy the game and have a decent challenge. And it is rare that I get into a full lobby of legit players around my skill level who actually provide a decent and fair challenge, to the point where the game is legitimately fun. And when I do get into one of these lobbies, it's usually only a few minutes before it just devolves into another hacker or sweat-ridden shit show. And then there are the accusations, alright? Because there's so many hackers, it's been getting better, I know, but it's still an issue. And because it's an issue, people have a hard time distinguishing good players and hackers. Thus, they assume that everyone who kills them uses hacks. And it creates this situation where no one knows who's the good players and who's the bad players, and it makes the game feel way more unfair than it probably is. And it also doesn't help that it's an absolute pain in the ass to report hackers, alright? Floor kicking never works, except in instances where it shouldn't work. The KPD helps, apparently, according to their stats, but from my experience they never respond. And reporting hackers via Discord or the Krunker Hub is too clunky for me to care enough to do, alright? Not to mention all the toxicity over people using different classes and the KR beggars and the trade scammers and everyone trying to get my wasted still, and just these f***ing kids, man. They are why I hate this game now. The kids. This game used to be fun and headache free until the kids came in full force and made it annoying. It's pretty much an absolute of multiplayer gaming that a game is fun and good and based or whatever until the kids get a hold of it. Then it becomes cringe. It happened with Minecraft, then unhappened, then kind of happened again. It's complicated with that one. It happened with Fortnite. It long since happened with Roblox. And you know what? Now it's happening with Krunker as well. And to be clear, I don't really have anything against kids who play the game, alright? Kids have always played Krunker. And I mean, let's be real, we were all kids at some point anyways. But most of the people causing the chaos within the game and the community are the kids. And not only have these kids been coming in and just tanking the overall EQ of the community with their antics, but the game has been starting to cater to these kids more and more with its design, you know, getting more colorful, more oversaturated. I think overall it has worked out for the game success-wise, but for me, it has made the game nearly unbearable as a result. And it's sad, too. There was a time when I looked forward to playing Krunker to, unwind, to escape from reality and just chill. But now, with all the toxicity and overwhelming competition that comes with it all, I feel nothing but anger most of the time I play it, and I very rarely, if ever, get satisfied from playing this game, even in the good matches. It's to the point where Krunker winds me up more than it helps me unwind. It also doesn't help that, I have autism, and part of all that is having to deal with anger issues and stuff. And even though I've come a very long way from my middle school years where I literally lose my shit over the tiniest things, I do still have the occasional issue trying to control that anger, and Krunker does not help with that anymore. And if I keep playing this game and I keep working myself up over it, I'm eventually just going to break down and straight up rage quit the game, just like I did with Rocket League back in the day, alright? And I never really told this story about Rocket League, but yeah, I used to play Rocket League. I used to play it back in 2016, 2017, around that time. And at first it was fun, alright? I really liked the controls and everything, and how the potential for mastery was through the roof and everything. But as time went on, as I improved in rank all the way up to veteran, the skill-based matchmaking would kick in, and I would get paired with a bunch of players who were way better than me most of the time, and I would get demolished literally every few seconds. Literally demolished. You could boost into other players and blow them up in the game, and that kept happening to me every match, every few seconds, and I just couldn't get anywhere. I couldn't play the game, I couldn't enjoy it, I just kept getting angry at the game over and over and over again. And yeah, it stopped being fun for me, and I started losing my mind about it. Until eventually, I got a wrongful ban because I got angry at another player for being an asshole, and it triggered a good old episode of Gamer Rage, and a very intense one at that, at least for me. I mean, not nearly as intense as the people who destroy their entire rooms, but yeah, I broke my 360 controller, and I just snapped and quit. I literally quit the game, completely. I decided right then and there to just uninstall and never play again. And I still have no interest at all in ever touching Rocket League to this day, because just f*** that game, okay? And I am at that point with Krunker where I'm being pushed to rage quit like that. And if I don't take a break now, that will probably happen. And I really don't want to quit Krunker on a note like that. I'll admit, this game can be a hell of a lot of fun when things play out, but it almost never plays out for me. And even if it does, I've been playing practically the same game over and over and over again for 3.5 years. Alright, I'm just burnt out with it right now. Alright, I just don't care about this game anymore. I don't even care enough to make rant videos about this game. I'm legit just done. And I really just want to make custom maps and games for it and just not really play the game. And in the grand scheme of things, maybe it's best if I take a break from Krunker anyways, as I'm at a very critical point in my life where whatever I do these next few months will shape the rest of my life. I just got an internship with my college. I'm finally gonna graduate from college this summer and hopefully start a career. Assuming, of course. I'm also trying to start up my music hobby again because I've never really been into music as much as I am now. In other words, I guess I'm trying to adult, which I hate that term, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm basically at this point in my life where I need to, get a life, and I have to do this in the middle of the 4th or 5th iteration of this pandemic, in the middle of a housing and inflation crisis, all while the threat of World War III looms over everything. And everyone's fucking fighting with each other over vaccines and stuff. In short, I'm gonna be super busy and super stressed for a while, and playing Krunker really will not help with that. Hell, it may make things worse, so yeah. Now I'm gonna reiterate again, the map making side of Krunker won't change with me, at least for now. I still love making maps and games for Krunker, arguably more now than I have all year. I'm currently working on a big parkour project right now, and I've never been more motivated to make a Krunker map than with this, except for like Saucer Labs, I guess. And while I am definitely in the later stages of my time making Krunker maps, I plan to stick with them for a while, alright? I'm not quitting map making, don't worry. But as for the game itself, I'm done for now, if not forever. I need a break, or else I'll literally explode. As for why I'm even making this video announcing this in the first place, well, the one place that will probably be the most affected by this decision will be my YouTube channel. In case you couldn't tell, I've been falling off as of late. Compared to my near weekly upload schedule of midsummer, I've slowed down to pretty much monthly uploads at this point. And that's simply because I've grown to care so little about Krunker, let alone make videos about it. And yeah, as thankful as I am to Krunker and the community for basically giving me a chance to build this channel up into what it is today, I'm not entirely comfortable keeping this solely about Krunker, especially with how unenjoyable the game is now. As such, I have plans to sort of experiment with different ideas on this channel. Talk about different things, maybe other games, expand. I'm not quite sure what I want to do exactly, but I can tell you right now that 2022 will be the biggest year for my channel. I can't really make promises, but I just have a feeling about it. All I can say to end this is that Krunker, at the end of the day, is a very special game to me. It's probably the most influential game in my life, pretty much, aside from like Ocarina of Time, or Mario Kart Wii, or Spore, as it's directly responsible for my minor success on YouTube, although calling it success now is kind of stretching it. It gave me a chance to get involved with the community and grow as a person alongside the game. It helped me cement my love for game development as I got into making maps for the game right around when I started college for game design. And at the very least, compared to all the other IO games out there, I think this game, Krunker.io, is the best and most successful one of them all, even now. And I will probably grow to have a huge amount of nostalgia and respect for what this game has done for me, and I don't really want to ruin that.